So, what do you do? What ads do you run on Facebook when you don't have any listings to sell? Today, I'm going to talk to you about basically the perfect Facebook ad strategy. Especially, this is whether you have listings to sell or not, but this is especially if you don't have listings to sell right now. What should your ad strategy look like? What should it be? And I'm going to tell you several things. First of all, why this is so, what you should be doing. And I'm going to walk you through the 7 steps. So today is going to be meaty. It's going to be juicy. I've got lots of stuff to show you. And of course, if you want the outline of the 7 steps, then go ahead and comment below. Let me know and go check Messenger because a ribbit, our messenger bot, will send it to you. In the meantime, I'm Christina with Leads and Leverage, and I help real estate agents specifically create more time, make more money, and guys, enjoy the journey. That is the whole point of every day of our lives, whether we're working, whether we're living, whatever we're doing. The point is that we need to enjoy the journey, enjoy the process. And I'll tell you, there's a whole lot in real estate that's being taught and, promoted, and it's just not very fun. So let's enjoy this journey. Let's make more time. Let's make more money and do it. Are you guys ready for this? If so, say hi in the comments below. Anything you say below will get you that message. But most importantly, it'll let me know y'all are here. So I'm excited because today is Monday. Today is the first day of the last week of August. I cannot believe that. And I'm kind of in shock because fall has started an entire month early here, more so than normal. There's already snow in some of the mountains. Now, granted, that's like at 8,000 feet and above, but it's already like projecting snow. Like, what on earth is going on? The real estate market is slowing down. There's all kinds of people blah, blah, blahing about we're in another bubble, we're this, we're that. Oh my goodness, companies that buy houses are going to take over the market, everything, you guys. Like all of these like alarmist stuff is happening. And I look at all of that and I just go, that's been happening for the last 23 years that I have been in real estate. Yep. Same thing, same time, same. It's just a different medium that they're delivering this all in. But what we're going to talk about is what can you do? How can you leverage Facebook and Facebook ads so that regardless of whether you have listings to sell or open houses or whatever, you're still leveraging this wonderful, wonderful tool that's been made available for free to us. Of course, you have to pay for ads, but the tool itself is free. And there are free things you can do. We'll talk about it in another show. I'm going to say hi to you guys all real quick. So if you're watching this in a replay, give me 30 seconds to say hi to everybody who's come live. Hi, Alex, Milagro, Ruben, Tony, Wayne, Steve, Taylor, Tamaro. I hope I'm saying that right. Kim, Terry, Tom, Annabelle, you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. And if you're asking me questions about I know Steve's got a little bit different question, but if you're asking me questions about that, the 7 steps, I'm going to walk you guys through that today. Steve wants to know, and the content is referring to the LNM member or the client prospect. It's the person running the ads. So the member or the agent running the ads, Steve. I'm going to kind of walk through those for you. And Steve, what you're going to see is how this interplays with the ads stuff and everything that we're teaching you inside Leads and Leverage. And guys, as always, if you want to become a member of Leads and Leverage, if you go ahead and comment below, I'll send you the link. You'll get the link inside the 7 steps. So, all right, you guys, are we ready for this? Sorry, I hit the microphone. Are we ready for this? I got all kinds of stuff for you guys today because this is kind of a big, juicy one. And it's one where you're like, I don't understand how the ads interact, how they help, how they do this. And we're going to do this today. So we might be a little bit longer than my goal of 20 to 30 minutes. We might be on the 40-minute side. We shall see. All right. First of all, I got to tell you, I have had the 7 Facebook ads that you should be running. I did an article for, I believe, either Inman or our website. I don't know, 3 years ago or so now. And what I named these ads, some of them like they're named by Facebook names, but other ways they're named, I named them. You're going to see other people out there trying to sell the 7 Facebook ads you should be running. They're my name. They actually like physically copied it from me. But when I listen to their stuff, it's really funny because they have no idea who, what, when, where, why, how. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys that. Let's just get it out there so you know, okay? Here's why I think this is important to teach you guys this. First of all, the article wasn't enough. The training wasn't enough. Second of all, in May or June, when Facebook opened up all of the ads that pages are running. So now when you go to a page, if you scroll down on the left-hand side, you're going to see an info and ads button that you can actually look and see what ads that page is running and where they're running them to. Now, what you don't see any behind the scenes. You don't see who they're targeting. You only know the country. You don't see how long they've been running it. You don't see if it works or not. You don't see, excuse me, you don't see like any other strategies surrounding it. You sort of can if you understand the process. But here's the thing. When that came about, of course, I went out and looked at all the my major competition, or even my peripheral competition. And then I also went out and looked, and that's when I found people who were like, they're still cheating. By the way, I talked to you about the gurus that cheat last week. Speaking of, I went back to that page and they had stopped running ads, but I look back and I'm like, now they've got video ads running to Bangladesh and India, and I can't remember the third one. Guys, they're just trying to get video views to make their videos look popular. That's it. That's it. And they think that's success, and they're teaching you how to do Facebook. They're not even doing it themselves. Imagine that. Anyway, so I went through and I was looking at my friends' pages, people that in my mastermind, I was looking at all their different stuff, and I was like, wow, I cannot believe the number of people with pretty decent sized businesses that are trying to move to the next step that aren't running ads. And I'm like, they're only running ads when they have something to sell. That is bad. That is like bad. So why is that bad? Why is that bad? Because number one, you have nothing running that you can actually be testing what's going on in the algorithm, what your people are liking, what your targets are liking, testing your targets, testing your engagement. When you don't run ads and you suddenly start running ads again, that sends up red light warnings to Facebook. And if you are suddenly doing that, they're like, whoa, that's when they start going, okay, we're going to reject your ads, or we're going to do this because you don't have any consistency in running it. So so there's this Facebook reputation with Facebook itself that you've got to keep in mind. But also, if you're not running ads all along, you're not actually developing any type of relationship with your peeps, with the people in your audiences. So you need to be running ads all along. So we're going to walk through this, okay? So the very first thing that I want to walk through is I want to remind you guys about the Facebook funnel, okay? You have to remember this. In everything you do, you have to remember this. This is important. We don't want to just like piecemeal stuff together. We want to keep our focus on the funnel and through the funnel. So our Facebook funnel strategy is to build an audience first. Then it's to build our list, preferably from this audience. Now you could circumvent this, but it's going to cost you more money, more time, and they're not going to be as engaged. There's not going to be as targeted or engaged. So you want to build an audience, build your list, nurture all of it, and that's where you get your clients from. I know this is very simplified, but I need you to understand this. It's not just run an ad and get an appointment. That's not what it is. It's not just run an ad and get an appointment. If you do not have the audience or the list that's highly targeted, this is not going to work, and you're going to get frustrated. If you do have an audience and a list that are targeted and you're nurturing them and you run an ad for an appointment, it's going to work. So we need to understand that. You really, really, really need to understand this, okay? This is paramount. This is what we like harp on over and over and over again inside Leads and Leverage, because it is that important. You must understand this is how the strategy works on Facebook, for social media, for anything. I'm talking anything, even in person. Unless they're part of your audience, you can't nurture them. You got to get them into your audience, then get them into your list. Okay. So that's the first thing. You have to understand this. Now, we're going to walk through the Facebook ad strategy, and I'm going to actually walk you through what each step actually means. Like what I mean by that is each step actually touches, if you'll notice this, engage or audience here or list. It each touches audience, list, nurture, audience. It touches on each one of these. And so I'm going to try and show you all these steps all in the same thing. Okay. All of that. You should always have at least one ad running at all times. And you need to make sure it is not an opt-in ad. Why? Well, because you need to build and sustain a good ad relationship with Facebook. If you are not running an ad that keeps you in good graces with Facebook, that doesn't drive people off Facebook, that doesn't require them to do anything to get anything, if you're not doing that, everything else that you're doing is going to cost you more time and more money and potentially close down your Facebook ad account. So you have to be aware of this, okay? So the worst thing that you can do is only run ads when you have something for sale. Now, whether that is a digital course, so it wouldn't be realtors, but a digital course or a physical product or a home listing, the worst thing you can do is only run ads when you have something for sale. You need to be running ads all the time. So what do you do? What do you do? Okay, guys, I want you to do me a favor and put in the comments below. Comment below and tell me, do you struggle with trying to figure out what kind of ad to run? Is that your struggle, or is your struggle who to target? So let me know, is it what kind of ad to run, or is it who to target? Let me know in the comments below. This week, I have been customizing and tailoring my videos this week exactly after what you guys are asking to learn about. And if you're in the Facebook for Real Estate Agents group or in the membership, this is the number one. Today's topic is the number one thing you guys asked me to talk about this week and to teach you. So I'm going to do that. All right. So what kind and who to target? So let me know below who to target. Okay. Awesome. The targeting is really easy, you guys, initially. And I'll tell you a little bit about that in the beginning, because it's actually easier than you think initially. But the thing is, for those of you asking who to target, that's the easy part. The hard part is knowing what to say, when to say, how to say it, and moving them through the process. So I'm going to walk you through this. All right. So ad strategy step number 1. It is post-engagement ads. Now, what are post-engagement ads? Post-engagement ads, very specifically, they are a campaign objective in Facebook, if you will, called post-engagement. You're going to put a post on your page and you're going to pull it into this ad. And the goal is just to get engagement on that post, whether it's a like, whether it's a comment, whether it's a share, whether it's somebody clicking and watching, if it's a video, doesn't matter. Your single solitary goal on post-engagement ads is engagement, like getting somebody to literally click just to the thing, click like, click comment, or click share. Okay. That is your goal. Why? Because you need engagement on your page. Flat out, plain and simple. Facebook needs to see that your ads are interesting to people, that they're going to engage with them. You need to be doing post-engagement ads, flat out, plain and simple. What's a post-engagement ad? Do you have something on your page or a post on your page that's been really popular on your page? Go over to Ads Manager and turn that into a post-engagement ad and push it out. If you have something like like yesterday was National Dog Day, right? So there's a ton of funny dog videos out there. Guess what? You could go and take one of those funny dog videos, things like that, and go either make your own or just share it on your page. Now, Facebook has taken away the ability to actually run those shares as ads. So you're going to have to get creative in this endeavor. Take pictures of your own dog. Ask people to share their own dogs. That's for yesterday's National Dog Day, obviously, but this is the point of a post-engagement ad. It is not a sale. It is not a promotion. It is not an open house. It is not a listing. It is not a call me. It is not anything related to do business with me. Not at all. Not at all. This is solely so that you can build a relationship of trust with Facebook and with the people on Facebook. This is important, okay? Now, if you're a beginner and you're just starting out running ads, or you don't have a very successful ad strategy, you need to run these types of ads to cold traffic. What do I mean by cold traffic? Well, here's what you need to do. We actually started this inside our members group before the demographics changed inside of Facebook, and before the targeting changed inside of Facebook, because again, when I learned something from somebody who's done millions of dollars in ads, I'm going to share it with you guys. And so I have a couple people that I'm in close relationship with, and flat out said, you guys, you need to stop running to the homeowner demographic. I was like, whoa, wait, what? You need to stop running to all of the interests. You need to stop running your ads to these heavily targeted, narrowed stuff, because Facebook wants to be able to do the job for you. Their algorithm, their ad algorithm is so good that if you narrow it down like that, that is why your ad costs are becoming so expensive. So what do you need to do? You need to create a pin drop audience of people who live in your area. And if you do pin drops, you can do multiple pin drops. I'm not going to actually physically show you how to do that, but it needs to be a pin drop audience, period. Not homeowner demographic, not interest, not nothing, not income, nothing. Pin drop audience, which means your ads better darn well know how to reach their pain points. Absolutely. So that's why when you say who to target's easy. It's what you say and how you say it and where you're taking them on the journey. That is where the power is in ads. So your post-engagement ads, if you're a beginner, they need to be just to a cold pin drop audience. Cold, meaning they don't like your page. They aren't in your email list. They haven't visited your website. They're not a warm audience at all. They're a cold audience, okay? That's number one. Number two, if you are advanced and you've been doing this for a while and you have a warm audience of over 10,000 people in your warm audience, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is all inside the membership. I can't go into all of this right here, but we have the blueprint that talks about inside the membership that talks about all the different audiences, and we teach, etc. So for those of you who do know this, if you're an advanced and your warm audience is at least 10,000 or more, you need to run the exact same thing, but to a separate ad set to that warm audience. Okay. That's number one, post-engagement ads. Number two, and again, if you guys, I forgot to show this for you guys. If you comment below, I will send you the 7 full steps. Sorry, I forgot to tell you guys that. I know some of you already know it, but I forgot to put that back up there so you remember. Okay, number two type of ad you should be running. So the first one is a post-engagement ad. And yes, in this order, okay? The second ad that you should be running are page-like ads. Page-like ads. Yes. If you're a beginner, run it to your cold pin drop audience. Cold pin drop audience. If you are advanced and you have a warm audience of over 10,000, run a second version of this ad to your warm audience, but exclude your current page likes so you don't run it to your page likes again. All right. So basically, almost simultaneously, you'll be running post-engagement ads and page-like ads. That's both. So both at the same time. Sometimes some of you will want to start page-like ads first, then post-engagement ads. Some of you will want to start post-engagement ads first, then page-like ads. Regardless, both of these types of ads do not take people off Facebook. They keep people on Facebook. Facebook likes that. All they require is that somebody click one thing. Super easy action for them to take. That's what you want. You need that. And page-like ads build your, what do they build? They build your audience. Now let me get back over to this. Number one, post-engagement ads create engagement, plus they build your audience. Number 2, page like ads, build your audience. Okay. That's 1 and 2. Number 3, one moment. Doing lots of talking today. And ask questions in the comments. I will do a Q&A at the end of this for you guys today. This is more like a training webinar, I guess, except you didn't have to opt in to anything, and it's free. All right, number 3. These are nurture ads. What are nurture ads? Nurture ads are things that are fun, like happy birthday ads or holiday ads. These things, you will run them as a post engagement, but they're nurture ads. These things, number 1, get a lot of engagement for your page. They really help your Facebook ad account reputation. And you can run them. If you're a beginner, you can run these to a cold pin drop audience. But if you're advanced and you have a warm audience of at least 10,000, run them to your warm audience. Now, do not run nurture ads, which is number 3, until you are comfortably running and sustaining your post engagement and your page like ads. Period, plain and simple. Do not be bouncing around. If you cannot sustain post engagement ads and page like ads, don't run anything else. You need those going and sustaining. Nurture ads usually are short, except for the birthday ad. They're very short-term things. Like a holiday, you would only run an ad for like 4 days for that holiday. But it's to get people to engage with your page, to keep engaging, to keep nurturing your audience. You're nurturing your audience. Yeah, you're nurturing your audience, you guys. It's kind of like sending out football schedules or recipe cards, except actually these people get to pick what they engage with. And it's more, it's going to reach them everywhere, because like while they're in the bathroom on their phone, they're going to use it. While they're standing in line on their phone, they're going to see it. While they're driving, well, not driving, I hope not. While they're waiting in line at a drive-through, they're going to see it. Way more, you're going to get more of this. Now, so you have 1, post engagement ads, 2, page like ads, 3, nurture ads, okay? Do not run nurture ads unless you're running and sustaining post engagement ads. That is important, okay? Number 4, this is the fun one. Opt-in ads. And this is where you would also run your listings. If you have listings, you would run these ads. You can also run, if you don't have listings, you can also run IDX ads. Now, I teach that as ways, the IDX ads are things that drive people to respond and opt in and look at listings, okay? They're not just homes for sale ads. They're way better than that. You can also run your home value ads. You can run ads that have a download. So some of you have probably seen some of my ads right now. One of my biggest ones running is my Facebook page checklist. So that's a big one. I'm also going to be turning this video, these steps, into a download for people to run. That's a download. So it's an opt-in ad because it gets them to opt in, right? So if you're a beginner and you want to run opt-in ads, again, this is the 4th one on the list. This is not the first one, but this is the 4th one. Run it to a cold pin drop audience. If you're intermediate, you're just kind of getting going, run it to, if you have a warm audience of over 10,000, then run it to your warm audience as well. Now, this is where the first step of advanced comes in. Advanced marketers will run it to a hot audience. What do I mean by a hot audience? Well, you use retargeting and run it in context. If people have been on your website looking at homes for sale, then you would want to take that audience and run various homes for sale ads to them. If they've been on your website looking at neighborhood pages, then you would take that audience and run, hey, check out the homes in this neighborhood. If they've been on your website looking at articles that you've written about how to sell your house, how to prep your house, how to stage your house, then you would run a home value ad to them. This is where the bigger audiences and advanced retargeting, pixeling comes into play. All right, you guys? So this is why so many of what we do this. We do this and we go, why isn't it working? Well, because we haven't moved anybody anywhere yet. They don't know why should they trust you? No, they shouldn't, because they don't know you. You're just one of 500 other realtors in the market running home value ads or home search ads or talking about how number 1 you are or whatever. Be different and actually be something that's going to get into their psyche, if you will. Okay. That was 4. So number 1 was post engagement ads. Number 2 is page like ads. Number 3 is nurture ads. Number 4 is opt-in ads. Number 5. Number 5 is content ads. What do I mean by content ads? Well, like a video or a blog post. And no, I do not mean like a sales pitch crap video that you're doing about how awesome you are or why they should live in your town and use you to buy or sell. I'm talking about a video or a blog post where you have answered a question or solved a problem or given them value that does not say, use my services. You guys, we have to get over that. That is not how people decide who they're going to use. They decide who they're going to use based on the value, based on how they feel about you. And how do you get them to feel really good about you? You give them value. So when you're doing video or blog posts and things like that, be valuable. Don't be boring. So infuse your personality. This video right here, I run these as content ads. You can now you can drive them off Facebook or keep them on Facebook. I actually run these as ads, like after I've already done this, and maybe you're watching this, maybe you clicked on an ad and you saw this. So not you guys live with me right now, but everybody in replay. This is a content ad. I'm giving value. It's like, so people will go through and click on this. That's what I would run as an ad. If you're a beginner, do not do these. It's not that you can't or incapable of, it's that you don't have an audience that's actually going to listen well to it. Okay. If you're an intermediate, you want to run this to your warm audience. Again, warm audience over 10,000. If you're advanced, you want to run this in context to your hot people. So I have certain ads of these that are going to a cold audience. The cold audience really responds much better to 2-minute or less videos, fast videos that drive them like a step in between to that content ad. For those of you that have been part of my video view audience, my page engagement, my page likes, my websites, my email, I run these directly to you guys so that you can see them, so you can get your value, so you can take next steps. That is what advanced, that's what a hot audience means, okay? So I'm running it in context. All right, number six, journey ads, customer journey ads. So this is what you want to do. You want to retarget people to move them along in the process. Should you do this if you're a beginner? No, not yet. Should you do this if you're an intermediate? No, not yet. You got way many other ads to run first. But if you're advanced, you need to run this in context. What do I mean by journey? Okay, here's an example. Say you are running cold ads out, like post engagement ads or something like that, out to, let me go back up to this. Let's say you're running an opt-in ad. No. Sorry. Let's say you're running ads out to your cold audience. So post engagement or page like ads. Let's say then you put some stuff on your page and people have clicked through and gone to your website. Okay. So the first step, always remember the strategy. The first step is to get them to be part of your audience. The second step is to get them to be part of your list. And then this third step is to nurture. But within the nurture realm, you want to move them along. So how do you move them along? Did they click an ad to download something from you? What was that download? Let's say that download was, I have to think of something because I forgot to pinpoint this because I didn't realize it was going to go this deep into this piece. Let's say that download is a step-by-step how to prep your home for sale if your home is older than 1970 or 1974. Isn't that the lead paint year? Something like that. So if your home is older than 1974, okay, so this would only work in very specific markets that have a lot of homes older than 1974. Exactly what I'm going to teach here. Okay, so let's say they downloaded the lead paint disclosure, and I'm pretty sure I'm off on that date. I used to remember all these dates, but I think I might be off on that date, 74, 78, something like that. Anyway, so they download that brochure, right, or that thing, how to walk it through, how to prep your home, right? So what would the next ad be to do? Well, I would run them another ad and say, here's the lead paint disclosure that you're going to have to disclose to people. Your home's older than 1974. This is what you're going to have to do if you want to sell. Like, here's the disclosure. The next thing, here's what the lenders are going to require from buyers if you want to sell. So like if you lead paint, if they're doing a VA loan, if they're doing FHA loans, so again, this is the journey, right? They're telling you the home is older than 1974. You're saying, all right, here's what's required by law. Then here's what the lenders are going to require. Here's how you do it. And here's resources. That is a journey ad. Each one of those are different ads. You're journeying people through the process. In other words, you're giving them all the answers, but in steps and helping them. So you're trying to say, okay, well, they don't really want the document that talks about the laws, but maybe, so they've already done the first opt-in, but maybe they want the document on, here's what you physically have to do. Here's how much money you're going to have to put into it to do it. It's not as much as they think usually, unless their house is really a pit. But here's what it's going to be. If you put the work in, this is what it'll cost you. If you don't put the work in, this is what it'll cost you. You guys, you need to be telling people. One of the things that I noticed, I just have to segue or sideline just really briefly. I'm in a Dave Ramsey group because we follow Dave Ramsey's baby steps and principles. And somebody brought something up, and I'm actually going to do a separate video on this, but somebody brought something up that their realtor was trying to get them to paint and replace the kitchen counters. And so they wanted feedback, and there were like 500 comments on this post, right? Do you know how many comments were, get another realtor? Like, get another realtor. Because everyone was saying, well, the realtor's job is to sell your house regardless. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's your job. So, but here's the thing. That's what people think. That's what people genuinely think. They think they shouldn't have to be culpable or be responsible for the product that they're putting on the market. So you need to teach people. You need to teach people this. You need to teach them. There were so many people that are like, just do a housing allowance. People want to do their own stuff. I'm like, yeah, just do this, just do that. I'm like, no, you actually lose more money. If you've got $1,000, go freaking do the work. If you don't have any money, you're kind of like, you can't. But so to teach, and I'm thinking to myself, and I did not even respond in this thread because it was like 400 comments and nobody's going to listen. So, but you can do this in videos. Teach people in videos. Teach them how much money that they're losing. Do you know, it doesn't matter what the market is, that every single house we have sold at higher than the market price. Why? Because I friggin' know what to do to get people to want to buy my house. I know it's about absolute cleaning. I know it's about painting, fresh paint. I know it's about making sure everything looks spotless, and all the little things that they use, like door handles, knobs, and switches, are all perfect. I also know it's about, there's a few updates you do need to make. I know this. And as an agent, I have a 7 house success doing that. So no, I've never flipped. This is just our own personal residences that we sold. So this is what you need to teach people. And this is how you teach them. And this is why you do it, because that thread that I'm talking about, I mean, there were 400, I don't even know how many comments there are now. This was over the weekend, because people believe that your job is to sell their SHI, you know what. In other words, they expect you to be a miracle worker when they bring a piece of you know what to the market, right? How do you teach them that no, it starts with them? You cannot help them overcome crap. They have to. How do you teach them? Well, guys, you get your face on a camera and you teach them. Tell them, show them the loss of cost, the opportunity cost, the opportunity loss, the actual loss of money. That if you give a $5,000 concession, you're actually losing $15,000 to $20,000 off the price, not the $5,000. Seriously, because so many people who would have bought it at the higher price are not willing to do the work, even if you give them a concession. So they're not also willing to live in a state of flux. So you need to make sure you're teaching people these things, not just making it, they don't understand. They don't understand. What they hear is buyers like to do what they want anyway. And I'm like, no, as somebody who understands human psychology, at least in this regard, a buyer wants to see a perfect, beautiful house, and they'll pay for it. They absolutely will. So you need to teach people this. Okay. So that's what a journey ad is. That's what the series are. Teach them. If you know where they're looking, if they're looking and they're buyers and they're looking at buyer stuff on your website, or they've opted into buyer stuff in your email list, or they, commenting on buyer posts, then you need to be running ads to that specific audience related to that. Does that make sense, you guys? So hopefully this will help you guys through this process. All right. Number seven, this is where you're going to run your open houses. They're called event ads. Oh, I don't have it on here. Event ads. It's where you're going to run your open houses, your listings, just listed, your appreciation events, etc. This goes to your warm and hot audiences, period. It does not go to cold audiences. Now, you can run just listed ads to your cold audiences, but you're going to get a way higher, like thousands of % higher response rate, and your ad costs are going to plummet because you're running it to people who are interested in what you've been doing. So that's where you get those people to actually show up at your open houses, like to respond on your open house ads and show up. This is how you bring them through this process. Okay. So remember, your strategy is to build your audience, build your list, nurture all of it to bring them through the process. Now, let me go over these real quick. These are the Facebook ad strategy. These are the stages of the strategy that each one targets. So the first one, which is engagement ads, it engages and builds your audience, right? So build your audience. The second one, which is page-like ads, it builds your audience, all right? The third one, which is nurture ads, you're nurturing, it builds your audience because people are going to respond, you're going to invite them. It also nurtures your audience. It also nurtures your list and your website visitors if you're running these as advanced. Number 4 are opt-in ads. Those build your list. They build your list straight out, flat out, straight up, whatever. They build your list, okay? Number 5, content ads. They nurture, plus they build your audience, plus they build your list. So in other words, the primary focus for each one of these ads is here. There's sometimes a secondary focus, sometimes a third focus. But your primary focus is this. Number 5 is content ads, like I said. Number 6 is journey ads. You are nurturing. Plus, you're going to build your list because people will opt into the different things that you're doing. And number 7 are event ads, right? They nurture, they build your list, and they build your audience. So all of this, you have a primary focus for each one, but it doesn't just do that one focus. So I'm going to actually on Friday, you guys know I've been doing live every day in August. Maybe not. You might be brand new. I've been doing live every weekday in August, doing trainings for you guys. And Friday is August 31st. And I thought, you know what I'm going to do on Friday? I'm going to show you guys my exact goals for this entire month, my beginning starting points, my end results, exactly what's happened. And like my number one goal, I had one goal for this whole entire thing. Well, actually I had 2 goals. I'm going to share all that on Friday because this is all related to ads and your presence on Facebook and audience. I'm doing the exact same thing I'm teaching you. I have a strategy. I'm building my audience. You are now part of my audience. Sorry, part of my audience. You watch my video, you're part of my audience, right? I'm taking this audience. And when I give you guys opt-ins, a lot of you comment below and you opt into mini chat. Now, mini chat is not my list. That's Messenger. That's Ribbit. That's not my list. It's kind of a nebulous in between, right? Because I don't actually own that. But when I'm giving you guys things that ask for your email, so I give you more value. And those of you who are responding, yeah, I want this next deeper step, you are becoming part of my list. My list gets more than my audience. I work my list. My nurturing, I'm nurturing all of this. I'm emailing my list and telling them to come to watch these videos. I'm messaging you guys to have you come watch these videos because I'm nurturing you, right? I'm nurturing you, giving you value. You need to focus on what you're doing through your ads. You need to make sure that you're giving value so that whether they use you or not, they feel valued. They can take what you're doing and either pick a different real estate agent. And yes, it's okay. It's okay if they use someone else. It's okay. Get over it. It's okay because they're gonna. You don't control your market. But here's the thing. You help the industry. And I know you're like, well, how does that help me? It does, because when you're actually teaching people that there are valuable and wonderful real estate agents out there, someone else is doing the same thing, and that person's going to come to you. That's how it works. That is, it's like, I don't know, karma, if you will, like the idea of karma. It's the same thing. And it's nebulous. It's not trackable. It's something that's just kind of out there, but yes, it works. So you need to make sure that everything that you are doing is giving value so that they can move forward without you. Will they? Maybe. Maybe they will. Some will. Some plain can't sell right now. Some aren't ready to sell right now. But when the ones that are, and they know, yeah, this person gave me value, I want to use that person. That's what you're going for. So when you're doing all of these ads, you're not only trying to maintain a relationship with Facebook, you're trying to build and maintain a relationship with your audience and your list. And that's what this process is. So again, comment below and I'll send you the full 7 steps via Messenger that I just walked through with you guys. All right, if you're watching this on YouTube or IGTV or Twitch, if you look at the description, I will put the link to this original video so you can actually get these notes as well. Now, do you guys, yes, absolutely, Davis Company, so applicable to every profession. Absolutely. Absolutely it is. Anybody questions? Isabella says warm audiences you are referring to. Warm audiences, yes, you build your audience and ads manager. It is your website visitors. It's your email list. It's your page engagement audience. It's your video view audience. It's your page likes. That's a warm audience. Julie wants to know, how big should a pin drop audience be? How big of an area do you want to work? Your pin drop audience should be where you want to work. That's it. If you're in LA and your pin drop audience is all of LA, you're lying. You're just thinking in scarcity, and you're thinking in like that is like bad. Like that is a fixed mindset. Get out of it. Go into a growth mindset. Where do you actually want to work? How far do you actually want to drive? If you have 4 listing appointments in a day, where can you drive to? Like seriously, you need to be thinking about that. If you're in Baldwin Hill, or not Baldwin Hills, the Hollywood Hills, you're not going to want to be driving an hour and a half or 2 hours each way for a single listing appointment. You won't be able to put in 2 or 3 listing appointments in a day when you do that, or 3 or 4. You won't be able to do that. You want to be really focused in your market. You want to be able to resonate with your market. You need to be able to, your ads need to speak to your market. I'm sorry, but people who live in Santa Monica area, they don't have the same needs and desires as people who live in Riverside. Like, I realize that's 2 different counties, but still, you get my point. They're so far apart, but so many of you guys that are in big areas like that, you're like, I want to know, and you get nothing, and you can't figure out why. That's why. You need to focus it. So your pin drop audience should be as big of an area as you want to work. For example, I live in North Idaho. Half the realtors here, 1/3 of the realtors here also have their Washington licenses. Now our brokerage does, and we have agents at our brokerage that have a Washington license. But I'm not going to do Washington also. I don't want to learn on Washington laws. I don't want to drive over there. I don't care if it's a 25-minute, that's it, drive. I don't care. I only want to work in Coeur d'Alene, Hayden, and Post Falls. That's it. I don't even want to go outside. I don't want to do land out there. I don't want to drive out on the road. I don't. I was like, my dad was like, I'll do it all. I'm like, that's awesome. I won't. So I didn't want to. I didn't want to be in my car constantly. I didn't want to like run out to show a listing that I had to, like showing the listing. I didn't want to run out and have to have a 40-minute drive each way to show a listing to someone who's pretty much may not be my person. So I wanted to be able to actually service the listings that I had. So I was very, very focused. Coeur d'Alene, Post Falls, Hayden, period. That's it. You need to stay where you want to work. And be real with yourself. Don't be like, I'm desperate, I need a closing. Be real. Because if you're wasting an hour or an hour and a half each way, you don't have time for stuff that's in your local market. Like you literally do not have time to get the leads and to work with the leads that are in the area that you want. So refer those out. It's really easy. You'll make money on it. Refer it out. Spend your time on where you want to be. All right, next question. I didn't see any more questions. You guys have more questions? Yes, stay local, Anthony. All right, you guys. So this one's longer than the others, but it's what you wanted to hear. So we got it. If you have any other questions, comment below. Let me know. Tomorrow, I believe that tomorrow is going to be the number 2 topic that you guys chose, which was the number 1 thing you need to start doing today to bring in business tomorrow. And yes, there is one thing and one thing only. Imagine that. All right, you guys, you're awesome. Have an amazing day. I've almost lost my voice because I love talking with you guys and I love helping you guys. And I love it when you engage and tell me your questions and want help and focus on this. You're awesome. Thank you so much for being with me. Have an amazing day.